Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome along to round 3 of RFL Season 4. And we've had a brilliant opening 2 rounds, and China, a track where overtaking is very much possible, with many long straights and many overtaking opportunities. We're in for another cracker today. Let's take you through the circuit. The first Grand Prix was held here in 2004. It's a 5.451 kilometre circuit with 16 corners around it, and we'll be doing 28 laps around this circuit today. Action zones to watch for. Turn 1, you can have overtaken here after the first DRS zone and the start-finish straight, but it's very fast, and slowing down as you go through is into 2, 3 and 4, and also very tricky to make overtaking moves as well as to nail. Turn 6, a good opportunity if you can get a good run out of turn 4, and then turn 14, the infamous long straight, the longest straight on the calendar before you hit that corner, and overtaking is very much possible today. I am Morgs5631, your commentator for today's race, and I'm joined by Tom Gorian for what promises to be an amazing race.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the third round of RFL Season 4, the Chinese Grand Prix at the Shanghai International Circuit. We had a blast, Morgs, last week for the Bahrain Grand Prix. A lot of action, a lot of racing, and just a lot of unpredictability. What does this Chinese Grand Prix hold in store for the RFL drivers of Tier 1? Who knows? But Shanghai, a very interesting circuit, a lot of flowing corners, a bit of a mix when it comes to pure racing. Sector 1, long turns, quick corners. Sector 2, fast corners, but also a flowing section. And then obviously Sector 3, the long straight, as well as we get underway for qualifying today. And let's see who's out first, and I think Jolly is out.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he's the first one out. There are a couple of drivers out at the moment. Chandler, Lyon, Cal, who's a reserve today, taking Danny's seat, who's away for 2 weeks. Bumson and Briz. Just a note on the absentees. We've got Danny in the McLaren, who is away today. He's on holiday. King Liam also on holiday for second week. He should be back soon. And UK Dark Predator for the 3rd week in a row, but he should be getting his wheel fixed for next week, so we'll hopefully see him next time out in Baku. And Ferrari can really start to get going on the constructors table.
Yeah, these races that they're missing right now is starting to hurt them a little bit, but once they come back, then we should see how quick some of these guys are, like this man, Jolly, right now, who won in Bahrain after starting on the medium tyres around the final corner. Hits the bollard nicely. I believe he is leading the championship, is Jolly, after 2 rounds. But here we go. He's on the hard tyres as we head in towards the long snail section of turn 1 and 2. Bit of a note on the tyres today. The strategy should be a one-stop, excluding any changes in weather or safety cars. Safety cars can happen at this track, but the drivers, except for, I see, Chandler, Rossi and Active Beacon, who's still in the pit lane, have all went for these soft tyres. Meanwhile, most of the grid have decided to go on hards, and Lion on the medium tyres. So the recommended strategy for today's race should be a one-stop between the mediums and the hards, or if you want to go risky, you can do the alternate strategy, which is the hards to mediums. You will suffer in the first stint, as we are on board with the championship leader Jolly. A bit of a slippy back end there. I don't know what wings he's running. Probably low wings, especially for this long straight. Open up the DRS for ERS mode. 340 kph, braking in towards the tough hairpin. Very easy to lock up, especially on the front right tyre. Make sure to be patient on the traction as you head into the final corner. Brake for the shadow on the line, nail the final corner like he's done there, and across the line goes Jolly for 1 minute 32.9, and that is a decent time, Morgs, on the hard tyres.
Faster than the Tier 2 pole time. Obviously they were in complete different conditions. It's very cloudy and about to rain.
Yeah.
But still, on the hard tyres, to beat that time, which was set as Tier 2 pole time, that is very good. But I should mention Tier 2 pole time was on mediums, because everyone wanted to do that alternate strategy. As Briz goes on a 34.4, as Grumpy Lion then instantly displaces him in second and goes on a 33.7 on mediums. Rampage in the other racing point goes into fourth on a 34.5. Who's next to cross the line? I think Chandler's coming across the line. That's P1 with a 30.9, but on the soft tyres.
Yeah.
So that might not help him later. Who else is on a lap? Bumson coming on the final corner on his lap. Where will this put him? He's on the hard tyres. He crosses the line. It's a 153.3. So I think he's got a bit more time than that in his pocket. The Clenzo goes 2 tenths away from Jolly as well on a 33.1.
Yeah, speaking of Clenzo, he's been one of the real stories of RFL Season 4. If you haven't been paying attention with the first 2 races, Clenzo has been pretty much the qualifying guy to beat. Got second place. I think it was Australia, I believe, and got a top 5 start for Bahrain as well in the Alfa Romeo. His teammate on the other end, Eero Atmaz, hasn't really had the best of seasons to start RFL Season 4.
He was 13th in Bahrain quali. Clenzo. He was 13th in Bahrain qualifying.
Oh, my bad then. My bad, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Anyway, Atmaz really hasn't had the best of seasons when it came to the first couple of races, not really having the pace to ultimately compete with names like Jolly, and his teammate as BMG Nomad goes 133.7, goes P4 on the hard tyres, so 6 tenths slower than Clenzo and nearly a whole second slower than Jolly, but pretty much Jolly should be the man to beat. Let's see, Atmaz about to finish his lap. We've got Cal 17 F1 who's replacing Danny F31. Hopefully we can see Danny back here next week real soon. And here comes Vapid, 1 minute 33.2 on the hard tyres as well. And another story of last week was the 2 Renaults locked up the front row, Vapid and Beacon. Vapid told me this week that he's now more motivated than ever to go out and get pole position, and not only get pole position, but also beat
into 5th. I was keeping an eye on most of that lap there while I was while you were talking to everyone, and it was a decently hooked up together lap on those hard compound tyres. He's only 4 tenths away from Jolly and 2 tenths away from his teammate, and not a bad result at all at the moment for Antmaz, but obviously there's a long way to go yet. But at the moment, the way it stacks up, this looks like a more positive start to the weekend than it was in both Australia and Bahrain, where he really struggled.
Yeah, it's LCR
as Andy Beacon's coming towards the end of his lap on the soft compound tyre, so he's going for pole position today, and that track position which worked so well for him in Bahrain, will it work today? He's got a 34.3. Oh, he was on the hard, sorry.
Yeah, it must have been a glitch. Yeah, it must have been a glitch. But Active Beacon, I don't know if that is a really respectable or responsive lap time for Active Beacon for mostly all of these hard runners on the track. I think most of them in the last 2 minutes or so, Morgs, will be out on the medium tyre to do that one and only lap. So pretty much it'll only be a one-shot qualifying session to see who can get pole position. I think Chandler might get pole, depending, and plus Callum G is also on hard tyres. So yeah, looks like Chandler was the only guy, and he's going out again on the softs, Morgs, which is a very interesting strategy. You wonder if he's doing a 2-stop, and if he isn't, can he manage the soft tyres to take him as long as they need to go?
Yep, well I remember seeing a league race, I'm not sure whether it was RFL or a different league in China, where the 2-stop actually ended up being the winning strategy. So the 2-stops can work around here, especially if you nail your lap times, keep consistent. As I'm watching Callum G at the moment, he is coming towards the end of his lap, so let's quickly ride on board with Callum G, the Red Bull driver who finished on the podium last time out in 3rd place after starting in 12th position. He comes around the final corner, and where this is going to put him on the order? It's going to put him in 6th place, just behind Antmaz. Not a bad lap at all on those hard compound tyres, and I think he'll be quite happy with that at the moment. And even if he doesn't get a lap on the mediums, it's still probably going to put him quite high up the grid.
Yeah, no, Callum G will be very happy with that lap on the medium tyres. He's been doing practice with Clenzo and Vapid and the rest of the Bossman Gaming crew when it comes to race pace and quali pace. He's been looking decent as Callum as let's see his teammate JJ Rock is about to finish his lap in the sister Red Bull Honda.
Starting.
Where's this? It's actually starting.
He invalidated, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
so he
actually
messed
a
up that
ridiculous
lap.
lap. Yeah, he actually, pretty much. So, let's see who else is on a lap. I think Briz on his out lap. Pepsi's backed off. Lions on his out lap. Nomad is backed off as well. Broomstein is just one time slower, and I think he's heading back to the pit lane. Let's see about Ian Boy. I think Ian Boy is... Yeah, he's backed off. It's his lap. And this looks to be the dead... Oh, Atmaz. Second place. Okay, there we go.
Ooh.
There we go for Atmaz. Second place. I mean, it's not, nowhere near quicker than Chandler. Obviously, they're on two different tyre compounds. But he is quicker than Jolly. And that's very interesting from the reigning world champion. Finally, we are now starting to see the pace of the reigning world champion Atmaz. And could this be the beginning of Atmaz's run towards the title? We don't know yet. Obviously, there's still just under 8 minutes to go left of this qualifying session, and Jolly is on the medium tyres, Morgs. So it looks like this lap will be quicker, obviously. And obviously, where's his teammate? Is his teammate here? No, I don't think so.
Oh, Lion's just gone out wide. He's gone a lap on the softs. His fastest is on a medium set of tyres.
Yeah.
He's now out on the softs. And he's just gone very, very wide at turn 10. He's not having a fun time today at the moment. As
There
JJ
comes
Rocks.
Chandler.
Oh, wow. JJ Rocks up into second place on the hard compound tyre. This track is ramping
What
up
a
at the
lap.
moment. Antsmaz gets past Jolly, then JJ gets past Antsmaz. JJ as well did really, really well in qualifying and the race last time out. And what's happened to Callum?
Cal 17
Oh, yeah, Cal
F1,
17
excuse me.
F1.
Yeah, he's in 5th place there. Great job there, done by the McLaren Renault on the medium tyres as well. Coming in as a replacement for Danny. But if he gets a good result, maybe he could get a full-time drive for the rest of the season if he wants it. Meanwhile, the two Renaults, who were 1-2 in qualifying for the Bahrain Grand Prix last week, Vapid's got something to prove here. He wants to be qualifying much better than 7th place, and also he wants to be ahead of his teammates since he feels he was disrespected, but the fact that Active Beacon doesn't really help him when it comes to setups and also in team orders. Remember last week when he was battling Jolly, Active Beacon didn't help him with Slipstream or DRS, and Active... Let's see what happens to Atmaz and
Vapid's backed off.
Yeah,
Vapid's
he's backed off.
Brizga's gone up into 4th, but Jolly has just started his probably final flying lap because he's on these medium compound tyres now. So Jolly now, this is the man we want to watch because this is the man who could potentially take a massive stride towards his championship lead, pretty much extending
Oh, he's lost
because,
it!
Oh, he's gone off! He's gone off! He's recovered it and he's not hitting the wall.
That's lucky.
But that's not a brilliant start to his lap and he's going to have to try and go again. On now a grassed up hot set of tyres. He's slowed down, it's fine. He's not going to get a penalty.
Chandler's retired. Chandler's retired, so it doesn't
yep.
look like anyone thinks he's going to beat him. Obviously, he's on the soft tyres, so I think Chandler might get pole position, but a major disadvantage for the strategy for the Mercedes man. And that's Cal and Chandler.
Chandler actually put it in the wall.
Oh, what? Okay.
Wow.
What's happened there then? What happened there? Wow, I didn't catch that. Wow, it's very interesting there from Chandler. I don't know what happened. I think he might have lost it, or I think that's a very weird incident. Broomson's gonna be careful, and thankfully Chandler's a ghost. Make sure that he doesn't make contact here, as we've just got under 5 minutes to go of this qualifying session.
Coming towards the end of his lap at the moment in the Williams. He
So
got
mediums
a
and
P3
hards.
in Australia and he was gutted.
Yep.
Oh, he's coming in the pits, but yeah, he got P3 in Australia and was gutted to miss out on a podium last time out after a collision with Chandler, the current pole position man, and he's pretty much now only got one shot to get him off the back row of the grid. He hasn't yet set a time, and I think he's now probably going to have to be in a rush to. As Jolly now begins his second attempt at a lap, and hopefully he doesn't put it almost in the wall there at turn 3 and 4 again. So through turn 1 we go. On board with Jolly in the Williams, championship leader, down towards turn 3 now, and out of the long sweeping left-hander, and you open out on exit, flat out now towards turn 6 hairpin, flat out through turn 5, and now braking about 100 metres. He does that very nicely. He doesn't
3
go
times
as wide as I
quicker.
expected. As yeah, already up on his time on those softer compounded tyres compared to what his fastest lap of the sessions are on at the moment. As through this very fast sweeping section of the lap, very easy to make a mistake, very easy to scrub off speed and time, but he seems to have done pretty well. As now out of turn 9 he goes and in towards turn 10. And the second snail section of the lap after turn 1. It's very Tilka track, this one. Lots of snail type sections, as I like to call them, as Jolly comes through the second sector. I didn't catch a split time there, but down towards the final sector now. The long straight is now just waiting, putting it in the overtake EOS and trying to manage that now as you come towards the end of the straight. And this is coming towards the end of the lap now. He's got to nail this hairpin, spot your braking point now. He does that very, very nicely and hits the apex, and out of the hairpin he goes towards the final corner. Where will this lap put him? It looks like a very solid lap, but it doesn't look anything extraordinary. Round the final corner we go. He's going across the line. It's going to put him P2, and a 131.7 is the target for all the medium runners to try and beat. Eo Lansmaz has just began his final lap of the session, the 4th India de Toro Rosso. Gets out of the way, racing point, excuse me. As Jolly now is happy with his lap, he's retired from the session. So let's have a look at Ansmaz's sector times. He is 2 tenths up on his first sector. Similar to Jolly, but a little bit behind on what Jolly was up on his first sector. Further back, Clenzo is coming towards the end of his lap. He's 6 tenths up down the main straight now. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be enough to challenge
2
Jolly.
tenths. Yeah, Amaz 2 tenths up there on his previous time, but is this going to be good enough? Yeah. Oh, great job done there.
Third on the medium compound tyres, 32.7. That's still a second behind Jolly. So everyone's still trying to chase Jolly. As I didn't catch Ansmaz's split time there as well in sector 2. Clenzo comes across the line. He set a 31.9, but it was invalidated from Clenzo.
Oh wow!
So he's going to have to go again, or his qualifying session's going to have to be starting on the. Or he's going to have to start on the hard compound tyres or outside the top 10. Ansmaz was 5 tenths up in the middle after the middle sector, and in towards the final hairpin he goes, locking up, and I think he might have backed off. No, he hasn't, as he comes now towards the final corner. Where will this put Ansmaz? It looks like it's going to be enough for P3, but how far into the 131s can he get? Not into the 131s. He's on a 132.122, and that's probably not good enough to challenge Jolly. I don't think he's going to get another lap in. As the 2 runners on outlaps, Callum G's began his lap. Anybody catching you either in the sector time so far? I don't think so at the moment, looking at who's on laps.
Yeah, it's going to take an absolute stonker of a lap for anyone to try and challenge Jolly, who pretty much has the net pole position because Chandler is on the soft tyres. Anyway, on board with Vapid with just under 1 minute to go. This has got to count for Vapid if he wants to qualify his teammate and probably get that podium that he probably deserved last week in Bahrain, but thanks to a rear right puncture he didn't get a podium. I don't even know if he got a points finish. I don't think he did. So
he didn't get points finish. No.
Yeah, he's got to bounce back this weekend in a major way, and let's see what his lap time is in the first sector, coming through this long, lovely right-hander. And goes slightly wide there.
He was 2.5 tenths up in the first sector, by the way. So he comes down towards the sector 2 split. How much is he up? He's 6 tenths up, so
just under.
Pretty much 6 tenths as he hit the grass a little bit there, but it seems like a very, very solid lap so far from Vapid Coot. His teammate is only a little bit. He's only a little bit up in sector 1. That's not good enough considering he's on the mediums now compared to the hards. Callum G coming on the final corner. Where will this put him on? 33.3. He's on a 32.1 now and up into 4th place. Good lap by Callum.
What a lap.
His teammate at the moment is coming towards the final corner. Let's go on board with Vapid Q, who is coming towards the final corner now. And round the final corner he goes, out of the final corner and towards the line. It's going to be 132.0, 3rd place for Vapid. So let's go on board with his teammate, Callum's teammate, JJ, who's coming towards the line. Track extending there a little bit. Probably not enough for pole. 5th place it is. And to Beacon now, he's also got a racing point ahead. But round the final corner comes down to Beacon. Where's this going to put him? Will he be able to challenge Jolly? No, he can't. He's in 7th place. Nomad up into 8th and Rossi into 9th. Ian Boy up into 8th though, actually. Clenzo is coming towards the end of his lap. He's 6
back
tenths up on his personal best. No, he's 6 tenths up on his personal best. He's still going for it. And round the final corner comes Clenzo. Is this enough to get ahead of Jolly? He's still going, and fourth place for Clenzo. Good qualifying by him. Out qualifying his reigning world champion teammate. And someone just went into 4th there. I didn't see him.
Yeah, Broomson. Yeah, it was Broomson in the Haas. Broomson goes 4th. Wow, okay. Where's this pace came from the Haas driver? Broomson goes 4th at the death of qualifying, and it's Chandler Saita who gets pole position. Obviously on the soft tyres, he's going to have a major disadvantage unless somehow he can, make the one-stop work. Jolly is on a net pole position for the medium runners. He's on 2nd place, 3 times quicker than Vapid Kood. That's great qualifying for Vapid again. He really wants to bounce back after Bahrain. LCR Broomson in 4th place for the Haas. Then it's a 5 and 6 for the Alfa Romeo Racing Boys of PMG Clenzo and Neo Lamas. JJ Rock in 7th with his teammate Calum G in 8th. Active Beacon in 9th place, and Ian Boy is in 10th. Nomad, Rossi and Pepsi and Briz follow them up.
Yep, didn't catch who was 15, 16, 17, 18th, but apologies for that on stream, but I'm sure we'll be able to see it right now as we approach into a cloudy
overcast.
Cloudy Shanghai. Yep. Could we see some rain in a later race? I haven't actually had a look at the Tier 1 chat, so maybe there'll be stuff about potential rain. I'll have a look for you now.
There's always a possibility for the rain to be common in China. If you watch the Tier 2 live stream, it pretty much rained right from the get-go of the qualifying session, and that's why there was a lot of a mix-up in the order. But as the drivers get ready for the formation laps, just to tweak their strategy and also their race setups, as everyone is now ready for the formation lap maybe, and it is formation lap time. The Mercedes on pole position. We ever seen that one before, Moggs? Anyway, let's remind you guys of the championship standings if you guys are new to RFL with 2 rounds to go. Well, 2 rounds been. And Jolly in the Williams in 2nd place leads the championship after winning in Bahrain. 13 points. Jolly leads. He leads by 13 points to Danny at 31. And then Active Beacon in 3rd place. He's on 20 points, followed by Ian Boy in the McLaren Renault. He has 18 points. Jolly's teammate, Flying Rossi, he has 17 points. In 5th place, Calum G in 6th place with 15. JJ Rock in 7th with 12. Lion is in 8th place with 12 as well. So tie between JJ and Callum, JJ and Lion for 7th place. Vapid Kood, the man who qualifies P3 today and should have got a podium last week in Bahrain. He qualifies in P9 qualifies. He's in 9th place for the championship, and BMG Nomad joins him as well. He also has 10 whole points as well. In the constructors championship, Williams.
I think we should focus on the race right now because we're about to get going here as they come down the main straight. But just quickly, who do you think is going to win today?
I mean, I've got to say, I think Jolly might win. To be honest, I don't see anyone probably stopping him if he gets a great start. I mean, Chandler, I don't see how Chandler can really perfect the one stop on the softs. But Jolly gets a good start. I think he can control the race. But Vapid as well, Clenzo as well. He's got to watch out for Clenzo and Calum G as well. Wouldn't be surprised if Callum's up the field. But here we go, Morgs.
Yep, so the grid is beginning to form. Chandler leads them onto the grid in the Mercedes. Jolly will be alongside, and a brilliant qualifier from Brumson in 4th. He'll be right behind Jolly, trying to follow him through, with Vapid in 3rd, trying to follow through Chandler and make some positions off the start. So the grid is forming up. You've got the Toro Rossos and Rampage in the background, forming up the back row of the grid. Who's going to take the Chinese victory today? We've had 2 different winners from the first 2 races. Will we have a third today? Chandler on pole. Jolly will be alongside. The lights are coming on now, ahead of the drivers. And we are 5 lights. And we are away here in China. Decent start there from Chandler. I think he's going to be on China towards turn 1 as Vapid is being pressurised a little bit by Brumson, but Jolly's down towards the inside into turn 1. He's going to get the position maybe through turn 2 as Chandler's being forced out wide, maybe onto the grass a little bit. As Jolly takes the lead, Vapid's going to try and follow him through around turn 2. He can't do so, and he's being challenged by Brumson for P3, but Jolly has taken the lead off the start. Perfect getaway from him, as now Brumson's being challenged by JJ Rocks behind alongside Clenzo as well. JJ up into 5th place already as there's Ansmaz down the inside of Callum G in 8th place. Good start, but bad start, sorry, for Ansmaz, who was he's dropped a couple of positions at the start. Nomaz also got past Ansmaz now. Terrible start from the reigning champion. Vapid though, he's trying to chase down Chandler, but a brilliant start from Jolly early on.
Yeah, that's what I've said. If Jolly can just nail the start, he's already got this race won. But obviously, it's still a long way to go. Jolly right now takes the lead. He's already trying to break that slipstream.
Oh, huge
gap.
crash in the background.
Oh!
Huge crash.
Oh.
That's Ansmaz and Antibeacon coming together. I think they may well have damage, but Ansmaz has dropped down to 11th place. Antiv's into 12th, and there's just saw a bit more carbon fibre going off. That's Grizz in collision.
Rossi's left.
Flying Rossi's left the session, if you want to give him an invite back since you're not streaming. As Cal's also being forced out wide. Huge carnage in the back of the grid here. As the Torossos are getting caught up in the carnage as well further back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there between Active Beacon. I don't know if there's damage on Atmaz. I don't know, it's very hard to see. I think there is on the right side of his front wing, but Jolly in the lead and Vapid in fair place looking to chase him down. And Brumson got a decent start there. Clenzo as well, he lost his position as well. Let's see what's happening elsewhere. Anyone pitting? Nope. No one else is pitting.
2 people have pitted, Antibeacon and Grumpy Line, both from those lap 1 incidents that happened down towards turn 10-11. Beacon obviously getting right involved in that. Didn't lose track position, but he lost his front wing and now he's in the pits. And not the ideal start for the man who finished P2 last time out and is P3 in the standings. Especially with a lot of his rivals, including the Red Bulls and Vapid, all the way up there in the points positions.
Yeah. Let's see. Can I invite Williams back?
So the top 3, have pulled away a little bit. Also, Tom, if you go to the party tab, invite to game in that way. You can do it there. Okay. But the top 3 have pulled away from the chasing pack at the moment, and Vapid is putting Chandler under immense pressure. But Chandler getting slipstream away from Jolly could well hold this position for a little while longer. Let's find out as we come round through turn 12 and 13. Can Chandler hold on down this straight now? Vapid is just 4 tenths behind, but Chandler is within DOS, despite DOS not being enabled, within slipstream range of Jolly. This can make Vapid's job very, very difficult, and I think it's a bit too difficult to make it this lap. And this time round, as Jolly maintains P1, Chandler maintains P2, and Vapid maintains P3 as Bumson's closed in a little bit down that back straight. As also Clenzo's dropped down to P7. Callum G's just got past him actually, and now Clenzo's under pressure from BMG Nomad, who's going to try and move around the outside towards turn 1 and down the start finish straight. DOS has now enabled everybody, and Nomad round the outside of Clenzo for P7. This could be a brilliant overtaking move by the Mercedes on the Alfa Romeo. Now the inside for turn 3, a bit of contact there, but I think he might have got away with it, but Nomad has lost that position, or not able to gain that position, and Clenzo holds them off for a little bit.
Yeah, Nomad's very lucky there. He didn't get damage. Let's see if he has any in-play damage. I don't think he does. So he's very lucky that he didn't have damage as he got on board with Nomad in that Mercedes. Let's see what Clenzo can do from P7, drop 2 positions. Let's see what else is going on in the field. And the pack is already spread out by lap 3. Got Clenzo on Callum G.
Well, Vapid is now 3 tenths behind Chandler, which is the same as it was last lap, but this time Chandler does not have DOS advantage from Jolly in front, or it is slipstream advantage for last lap. So this is probably Vapid's best opportunity to keep up with Jolly. He's got to make the move now though, because otherwise Jolly's going to shoot off into the distance. Chandler already defending, as here we go down the main straight. Vapid to the outside. Chandler trying to go very, very aggressive there, but not aggressive enough to hold off Vapid. And down the inside, Chandler sticks his nose in, but it's not enough to hold Vapid. And Vapid is up to P2, and Brumson is all over the back of the Mercedes now, as the Mercedes begins to suffer from tyre wear.
If there was ever a time for Vapid to go and win this race, now's the time. He's overtook the problem of Chandler on the soft tyres, and now His job is to chase down Jolly in that Renault, but he's got to try and shake off Chandler first. He goes a little bit wide, does vapid, so he can't go wide, he can't make a mistake for these next 1 or 2 laps. He's got to try and catch up Jolly. And remember, just like in Bahrain, the more you fight with people that you shouldn't be fighting, the more time you're going to lose to drivers like Jolly, and Jolly will get away to the point where you won't be able to catch him. Let's see what else is happening here. The gaps are starting to just increase just a little bit, but Jolly in the lead, 1.5 seconds. Vapid's starting to get away a little bit now from Chandler, and now hopefully he can focus his attention to catching Jolly and maybe winning this race and getting a podium, which is something he didn't do last race. And I think the tyres starting to play a massive factor in that, Morgs. Chandler is starting to struggle a little bit. Yeah, definitely on those soft tyres compared to everyone on the mediums. He's just going to get munched up here. The Lotus-looking Haas Rich Energy car. And this is Brumson's chance to potentially get a podium through the inside. DRS plus ERS on overtake, and that is a third place for LCR Brumson in the Chinese Grand Prix. And JJ looking down the inside, I don't think. Oh, he's went wide.
Huge lock up though for Brumson.
He's went wide.
I think he's going to hold it though, but Brumson on the inside. Chandler's going to have a look around the outside, but can he make the move?
No, he's going to push wide.
No, he can't. As now JJ is going to get the position, maybe make 2 here, and get onto the podium positions. He's got DRS. Chandler's alongside him. It's 3 wide into turn 1, and JJ sweeping around the outside. Got the position on Chandler, but is he going to get it on Brumson? A bit of contact there. No damage, I assume. But round the outside goes JJ. Chandler tries to stick his nose in, but no move can be made, and JJ has to settle for P4. As Vapid actually took a bit of time out of Jolly in that last lap, but he lost it all in the final sector there. Just thought that was a bit noteworthy.
Yeah, so I think that does confirm that Jolly is running probably a low wing setup, but I think Vapid, as long as Brumson and JJ and maybe even Callum G, he's trying to look on the inside here of that Mercedes, as long as they all keep battling, as Lion, something happens with Lion there, I think, and Lion just leaving.
Has he got damage? I think he's got damage.
I can't see from...
that was an angle. I don't think he has got damage, but...
yeah.
Disappointing for whatever happened with Lion there. I think he did definitely go off because he lost the position to Beacon. But Vapid's just gained another 3 tenths in that middle sector, but he seems to lose it down this straight. Yeah, he's already lost a bit, and he's in the slight slipstream of Jolly at the moment. So really running a high wing setup in comparison to Jolly. But then Vapid was running Vapid was running low EOS down that straight, whilst Jolly was running overtake his Callum. Goes down the inside on Chandler and has made that position on Chandler. And now next up for Chandler to defend from or worry about is Clenzo, who's in P7 under pressure from Chandler's teammate Nomad. So Chandler could do his teammate a favour here and hold up Clenzo a little bit just to put Clenzo under a bit of pressure, but Chandler's got his own fight at the moment. He's trying to stick right up the backside of the Red Bull on Callum G, but it's
trying to make it around the outside.
As JJ is all over the back of Brumson at the moment, so the lot to follow as there's Nomad trying to have a look at Clenzo on the outside of turn 3, and now it goes towards turn 6 we go. He looks to the inside, but he can't make a move, and he has to
slight lock up
in
there.
The position he is.
Yeah, slight lock up from Nomad. These two got to be careful. They are, of course, in the Bossman team is Clenzo and Nomad as well. I think, by the way, new for RFL Season 4, pole position point. So with Chandler getting the pole position, he gets 1 additional point as Rossi finally rejoins the session, and hopefully he can get his race back on track. But meanwhile, Brumson is now getting hounded by the Red Bull of JJ Rock, and soon to be the other Red Bull of Callum G. The Red Bull boys really have been doing well. I mean, especially with that overtake that Callum did on his teammate last week in Bahrain. And let's see, I think Clenzo, look at this battle here between Clenzo, Nomad and Chandler. And I think around the outside goes Clenzo onto the hairpin. We'll have the better traction, better momentum, and Chandler is getting eaten alive here. And I think he has to pit sooner than later to try, and no, he doesn't pit, so he stays out. Which I don't know how good of an idea that is, considering he's on aging softs compared to everyone whose mediums is in their prime. And of course, Chandler lets his teammate through, no fight at all, and now Nomad can get on with the job and trying to rescue some points for the Mercedes AMG team.
Yeah, I mean, Mercedes are looking okay at the moment because I think Chandler's going to pit soon, and at the moment it's 7-8, so obviously there's a long way to go yet. And I think Nomad, I honestly think he could well get past Clenzo, maybe catch Callum as well. So this Mercedes day is looking positive at the moment. Obviously Nomad got P5 last time out, which was a huge boost for their constructors. With Chandler, obviously he was on for some good results in both races so far, and unfortunately had collisions. I don't think today's going to be one where he's on for a good result. He's really struggling at the moment on these softs. He's surely going to have to pit soon, but how soon is too soon?
Yeah.
And how soon is okay to pit? It's a really tricky one for Chandler at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, there's a point where you've just got to think just logically, and I think with Chandler, was it the logical thing to qualify on the soft tyres to get 1 point, and plus now Ian Boy is going to be all over him now, and before you know it, Atmaz and Adam will hound him, and he'll be out the points, and he won't even have made his first pit stop. And here comes Ian Boy. Does he go down the inside? No, he doesn't. But I think he might make the move into the final corner, maybe even the first corner. Let's see, Clenzo closing the gap. Yep, he is. There goes Chandler. And Chandler is into the pits. Nomad, that's a 3-second time penalty. So is the first penalty of the race goes to Nomad, 3 seconds. I don't know how you get a penalty. I mean, maybe for track extending, maybe, especially on the final corner, or maybe cutting the final corner. But it's very, very difficult to try and get a penalty around China. I think in the Tier 2 race, I don't think really anyone got a penalty for corner cutting or track extending, as Clenzo is now 4 tenths behind Callum G, his arch rival from RFL Season 3 Tier 2. These two were in Tier 2 last season, and they had a massive fight over the RFL Championship. Anyway, it's RFL Season 4 now, and Clenzo is looking to get past Callum G as we head towards the end of lap 8. Can he let's see what he does here. Does he outbrake him? Bit of a slight lock up there from Callum G, and I think Callum G's tyres are starting to a little bit go on him. As JJ Rock, Brumson gets a bit of a tank slapper on the exit of the long right-hander. And if you watch a Tier 2 race, that corner is a bit of a problem for some of the RFL drivers. Brumson remains in third place, but JJ is all over him. And I think Callum G defended from Clenzo, and this is helping Nomad and Ian Boy as well.
Yep, but I'm looking at the moment, mainly focusing on that battle between Brumson and JJ, because they're very, very close on track. But it's just, JJ's just struggling to get close enough, I think, on that DOS straight to make a move. He's always there or thereabouts, but he's just not close enough, and it's really letting down at the moment. He's got to probably have a lap or two where he pushes, or at least tries to get close to Brumson and just use that slipstream and DOS to get past. But again, he could be waiting for his moment to maybe try and undercut. So we saw in the Tier 1 race that Medium had started to spit about lap 10, and he really could stretch it to about lap 14 if necessary. But it was usually between lap 10 and 13 that most pit stops were made. So JJ could be waiting for that. Rampage is out the session. Our first retirement. What happened to him?
He's lost it. He lost it pretty much turn 4. Exit turn 4, just crashed into the wall, and that might be a safety car as Active Beacon and Lion are fighting really hard for 16th place. I don't know what I mean. They've obviously made the pit stops as Lion goes around the outside. Let's see, Rampage left the session. I don't think there will be a safety car, Morgs. And both Active and Lion get the position. Let's see what's going on with Clenzo. Can he finally overtake Callum G with this long straight? He's gaining on him. Does he try and go around the outside? No, actually. Callum G does a very good job of braking late and making sure he doesn't lock up his tyres. But Morgs, what lap would you say would be the best lap to pit in for all these medium runners, to a point where they can not worry about maybe undercuts and not worry about the cars behind?
11. That's a simple answer, I think. If they're worried about undercuts, I think Jolly's safe, Vapid's safe from behind. Brumson obviously isn't. JJ is. Callum obviously isn't. So I'd say like all these drivers. Oh, Ian Boy is
Yeah.
being hounded by Ansmad and Adam there. I'm not sure what happened to him. He lost quite a lot of time. It's Chandler's fastest lap. But I'd say anyone who's under threat from undercut, lap 10. Anyone who's not, lap 11. That's probably what I would say.
Active Beacon and Lion are fighting really hard right now, to the point where Flying Rosary in last place. And
collision!
Contact there between Beacon and Lion has been spun around. I think he's got front wing damage, and Lion's race has just gone from bad to worse, and that is a shame as well, and that's not what both men wanted. And now, hopefully, Beacon, look at that, Beacon's just over 24 seconds behind the nearest car, which is Chandler, who just made his pit stops. Is that a glitch? He's pitted for the mediums, but it says hard, so I don't know if that's a glitch on my screen.
No, he's pitted on hards.
He's pitted on hards, okay, so it looks like it is a glitch on my screen, considering that he is on mediums when he's on hards. Anyway, Clenzo trying to go down the inside of JJ Alvekanji. He's made the move stick. Oh, wonderful switchback there. Wonderful switchback from Callum, just like we've seen in Bahrain. Just a master. I wouldn't call him a master, but he great at switching back, getting that traction, and maybe let's see if Clenzo can try and get the inside back. No, he can't. But this is tended to be a great scrap, especially with Nomad in the mix. Two Bossman members, and Callum G as well, who I think was also a former Bossman. I think he is still a Bossman member. I'm not really sure.
No,
I can't really keep up. Yeah, he's Shazoo, so a bit of history between all these three drivers, as Callum G in 5th place. And maybe we were speaking about team orders last week, and maybe is this a team order from Red Bull to tell Callum to hold up Clenzo and Nomad to allow JJ Rock to battle Broomson and maybe Vapid? And notice the gap between Vapid and Jolly is now massively increased. I think Vapid's starting to struggle with keeping up with Jolly. But anything can happen.
Yeah. I mean, Vapid has nothing to lose now. I'd say pit right now, or either stretch it quite long, wait until Bumson pits, then pit 2 laps later, because he has a gap for that, I believe anyway, if the tyres will allow anyway, and just then have the fresher tyres at the end to push. I think it's worth the risk at the moment for Vapid. I think he's not safe 2nd place, but he's secure 2nd place if his tyres don't massively fall off a cliff on either stint.
There goes Nomad.
Or he has no pace. Nomad on Clenzo around the outside. He goes in a switchback, just like Callum did last time out, but he didn't do that this time, did Nomad, and couldn't do what Callum did this time last lap. Clenzo and Nomad both pit. Vapid's in the pits. Bumson's in the pits. Loads of people in the pits. JJ's in the pits as well.
Okay, what's happened here?
He's still there.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but I think Nomad has front wing damage.
Front wing change for Nomad.
Yeah, there was an end plate that came off just before the pit lane, so I don't know what's happened there. Maybe Clenzo brake checked it, or like, who really knows? But that was a bit of a messy, crash there between the two drivers. A lot of people pit, so let's see, Broomson, so yeah, lap 11, lap 12, seems to be, they listen to you, Morgs, lap 11 seems to be the best lap to pit. Vapid, let's see, Broomson, JJ Rock, Clenzo, Ian Boy, Nomad, and yeah, a lot of people pitted for the medium tyres, and this should take him to the end of the race. Let's see about Jolly. If he stays out, he enters the long straight. 12-second gap. Let's see the
Hold on, look
leader.
At this battle for net P3. Bumson is right on the back of Briz here, and Briz obviously not in this battle, and this could put JJ right on the back here, and maybe JJ will get right on the back of Bumson and make a move here, but it could also split up this battle, which could be good for Bumson if he gets past and JJ doesn't. Yellow flag in sector 1 and 2. I'm not sure who that's for. Jolly's in the pits, by the way, but looking back at this battle for P8 and a net P3, it looks like Bumson's going to get past Briz, who's not in this battle, and I think JJ is going to struggle to maybe get past Briz, and now there's going to be a car between Bumson and JJ, which is going to be crucial in this battle. If Briz actually tries to switch back there, on Jolly's the traction he goes, but he's not going to be able to as Jolly's in, as Bums has got the position, Briz is in P8, and JJ now has split the cars with Vapid is going to come out behind Jolly, as we'd expect. Yep, that has happened. And now JJ is stuck behind this racing point for maybe a whole lap here. He tries to sneak up the inside down to turn 2. That's a cheeky move, and he's got that position.
Wow,
but he's still in the battle. Briz is still hanging in there. He's going around the outside at turn 4 is JJ, and he's got the position. And
Great job.
Still in this hunt for P5 and a net P3 behind Elsior Brumson. Great driving there by JJ Rocks to get that position. That was a crucial move for this race.
Yeah, notice Callum G, his teammate, he's actually fell down the order, so he must have lost a lot of time there with the contact. I think he's remained ahead of Clenzo and Ian Boy as well as Antmaz. He's made a couple of positions.
Antmaz in a net P5.
Yeah.
He's done brilliant there. That was a huge win from that round of pit stops with Callum G hitting a lap later. Clenzo also doing the same. Nomad with his front wing damage. Wow, Antmaz has really gained a lot in this pit stop phase, and that could be crucial for this race, which was looking so bad after lap 1. It looked like his race had just turned into another Australian Bahrain, but right now it's really picked up, and he could well challenge Chandler for P4 here, and maybe even P5, and maybe even JJ Brunson for P3 and 4. Apologies, P6 in that position, not P5, but
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Cal's in.
Cal's in.
F1 is in the pits. Very late pit stop with on the mediums.
Yeah, it would be P6. I've just counted. If you not include BMT Briz as Chandler goes around the outside of Briz. Can he hold it? Can he hold it? Can he hold it? He's doing a good job of holding it. And no, Briz is actually going to fight back on him on the exit of 2 into 3. Obviously, Briz is on the older medium, hards, excuse me. The older hards, and I think Chandler has got the position sorted, and Chandler is in P6 again. So pretty much, actually, yeah, it's P6, but it's a net P5 once Adam, the leader of this race, comes in. He's probably going to go long. I think he might pit at lap 16 or 15, depending on how good his tyres feel and what his setup is like. Let's do the interview. Let's see.
Adam's one to watch
JJ.
here, actually. He's going to go on the mediums, and we saw how effective it was in the Tier 2 race. Them were all over the back of Lewis in that stint. He was very, very fast, but just couldn't make the move because of Lewis's straight line speed in that race. But those mediums are effective, and if Adam can hold some decent pace for a couple more laps and then make his pit stop, he is one to watch, potentially for a podium here, dare I say that.
Yeah, speaking of another man to watch, JJ Rocky is just under 5 temps behind LCR Broomston, and this is technically for an FP3 for the final place of podium. And if you know what JJ Rocky is feeling like right now, considering what happened in Bahrain between him and his teammate Callum G, the last corner overtake, you know he's gunning for this P3. He wants this P3 to show Christian Horner and the Red Bull team what he is exactly made of and what he can do in this RFL Season 4. And as Briz pits as well, I think he's on the, he pits, and that will take him, he's on the hards, and that'll be on the medium tyres. Yep. As Pepsi and Nomad jumped him, and JJ Rock's keeping the gap consistently slowly. As Beacon gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. That won't affect this race because his race is over, in my opinion. Anyway, this battle for an EP3 as JJ Rock slightly losing the gap. I wouldn't say by much, probably by a tenth or two, considering in the corners. Obviously, this is depending on what JJ Rock's setup is. If he's went for higher wings or low wings, and right now I think he's went for a bit of a lower wing setup. Probably not by much, probably by 1 or 2. I think in the corners, not losing that much time, probably a tenth or 2. He's losing 8 temps there. Yeah, he was like 6 temps behind JJ Rock. Now he's 8 temps. Well, let's see how much time he gains on this main straight. Not by much. And
he's not close enough in the slipstream to really gain. And in the background, actually, Ansmar's falling under pressure from Callum G here. Callum G could mount a move for P7, and a net P6 as Adams in the pits, our race leader. So watch his progress back to the field. But Callum G is right on the back of Ansmaz, and Clenzo is right on the back of Callum G, dropping a little bit if anything.
Yeah.
But he's still very, very close, and it's now the Alfa Romeos could work together here if they wish, because I don't think Ansmaz has the pace in comparison to Callum G. And Cleanso's got the pace in comparison to Callum G. So does Antimaz play the team game and hold him up? Or potentially with the title going for him? I'm not really sure if that's possible anymore for Antimaz. Will he be able to hold up Callum G into Cleanso and allow Cleanso to fight for Callum G's position?
Yeah, Callum G is in
Adam's
a
actually
alpha.
just come out 3 seconds behind this battle, sorry. So
Okay, that's very
close.
interesting. That's very interesting. Adam is certainly a guy to watch out for in these next 12 laps. Callum G is in a Alfa Romeo sandwich, and I don't think that sandwich really tastes that nice, considering it's Cleanso and the reigning champion in front of him. JJ Rock's actually closed the gap to Broomsign only a little bit, as Lion gets another penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and I think Lion will be going for the fast lap because that's all he's got to gain at this point and not to lose. But Lion's race is over, and I'm sure he's looking forward to next week at Bahrain. Meanwhile,
Azerbaijan.
yeah, Baku, excuse me, sorry. It's JJ Rock, and this game is giving me the worst camera angle ever. I can't see if he's gaining or not. He's 5 temps, and nope, he hasn't gained nothing, so he's still behind them. And I think this is a game of cat and mouse to see how long Boomsing can keep JJ Rock behind until someone snaps or makes a mistake. Also Chandler as well, he's a guy to watch out for as well, even though he's on older hard tyres as well. As we go back on
Chandler's
board
had
for
some
the
really
battle.
good pace in the second stint actually. He's on 4 lap older tyres than most drivers around him, and he's actually keeping pace, if not extending and closing gaps in front, extending gaps behind and closing gaps in front. He's done really, really well so far, and maybe he's on for a podium here. Obviously the tyres will drop off. Nomad is out of this race, the man who was battling with Callum G and Cleanso for P5 and 6 before.
What happened?
Is out of this race, and I think it's coming into the pits actually, because he disappeared in that area, so...
He's
I think it was coming into the pits.
I'm trying to see. I can't really see. Can't see a car anywhere. Maybe he's crashed on the exit.
Coming into the pits then.
Yeah, I can't see anything because I don't think he crashed at the exit of the last corner. So he must have he must have binned in the pit lane or something. But Nomad's race is over, and that is a bomber when it comes to doing well. And Lion, what's Lion doing? He's holding up Jolly here.
Has Jolly picked up damage from that actually? I don't think so, but there was contact there for sure. So hopefully Jolly hasn't picked up damage, but Vapid behind Lion, could well be brought right into play.
Yeah, I've seen that pretty much. Lion held up Jolly there in the hairpin, but let him go, so...
JJ's making a challenge on Brumson down towards turn 1. He's catching. He's going to go to the outside, but he can't make a move. Maybe on the switchback through turn 2, like he did to Briz. I don't think that's possible, as Brumson has covered that off very, very nicely there. As Adam sets the fastest lap of the race, he's right on the battle now for P6. Right on the back of that, but how quickly is he going to be able to dispose of them? Because they're all picking up DOS from each other, and it may be difficult that he's going to have to do some intense, difficult move to make that move stick. It's Tyrrell, Pepsi and Ian Boy battling for the final point at the moment. Pepsi tried to make the move around the outside of turn 3, now on the switchback down towards turn 6.
Look at his train.
To make the move. But yeah, the train at the moment for P6. We saw a train last time out for P3, and we know how that turned out. Absolute carnage, and one of the most entertaining races we've seen for a long, long time. Will it happen the same? Probably not, because it's a bit lower down, but I think it's crucial now how quickly can Adam get through this, because this could be a podium, potentially a strong points finish on the line if he can get through these cars quickly.
Yeah, Adam's going to be careful though. He's got to try and just pick his moments when he can. He's on the quicker tyre, but he's on the more durable as well. So especially when it comes to the last couple of laps, he's going to be feeling the wear on the rears as well. As look at that, Admaz, Callum, Cleanso, and Adam all on the dirty side of the track, just looking for that slipstream. And the slipstream's less effective on the dirty side. As Adam, does he dive down the inside? Yes, he does. He's down the inside. Nearly makes contact there. Nearly makes contact with Callum G as Callum G tries to overtake Atmaz, and Adam has made his move and now is in 8th place, and now hopefully he can overtake the bigger sister of the Red Bull of Callum G, and maybe Atmaz as well. JJ is significantly closed the gap
he's having
to
a look
Brumson.
On the inside. Sorry, just keep an eye on this battle, because Adam's all over the back of him. Remember, this guy's season 1 champion, so despite losing
Yeah.
a bit of speed when in a season off in season 2, he's really got him. As JJ's actually made a move on Brunson. As
He's on wide.
Turn 6 he went, as Brunson ran wide. JJ's got the position, but back towards his battle for P7. Back towards the battle for P7, yeah. As Adam, yeah, season 1 champion, he's lost the pace in his season off in season 2, but he's still got that amazing racecraft that took him to victory that year. And we saw it on display on his overtaking cleanse though. And can he make a move on Callum now? These next few laps, this overtake is the most crucial one he's going to have to do, because this
Save
is
it for DRS.
with DRS, but Callum's also got DRS as well. So it's going to be very, very difficult to make the move. But then, because of this is going to be the hardest move he's going to have to make probably until the end of the race. So now onto the straight we go. Can Adam get close enough? I don't think he's close enough to make a move. But he's catching a little bit. No, he's not actually. He's losing time. As Brunson around the inside of the final corner, he's made the move on JJ,
goodness.
and he's up into P3, and JJ's been forced wide as Callum G defends from Adam. And it's really hard to watch two battles at the moment. As JJ back on slipstream with Brunson, down towards turn 1, he moves to the outside of the track. Can he make the move? Sweeping around the outside, he's going to get the position, but Brunson on the inside can still hold it in, and is going to have the shorter line.
Careful,
and
guys.
Forces JJ wide. Bit of contact there, but still all good between them. As Brunson really, really aggressive on JJ through turn 4, and then aggressive on this turn towards turn 5, and then a side by side down towards turn 6. Down the inside goes Brunson. JJ on the outside. Can they hold position, or can Brunson get the position? Brunson now on the outside of turn 7. He's got the position. I think, yes, he has, as JJ's been forced to the inside. And Chandler is now all over the back of this battle, as further back Adam's not able to make a move on Callum. Wow, this is a lot.
Man, get ready, Morgs. I think these last 8 laps is going to be really intense when it comes to on-track battling and just overall wanting to get a podium, as JJ Rocker is a little bit wide there. And let's see, Adam is only 3 tenths behind, well, just under 4 tenths behind Callum G, but Callum G will have DRS, I think, from Atmaz. He's close.
But he's lost a lot of time. He's not going to get the effective slipstream. So this could be Adam's best opportunity yet. And it's crucial for the potential podium that Adam could be on for here, as Callum tries to defend. He goes to the inside, that's a late move, and on the outside goes Adam, and he's gone really deep there. Didn't hit Ansmaz, luckily, as that's very aggressive there. Adam's now lost
that was late.
Cleanse, though. I think that was a bit late from Callum.
That was too late.
They were already almost alongside. That's going to be investigated surely by Adam. Adam's going to put something in for that. Very, very hard racing though, between the both of them. And almost brilliant control though from Adam to not put it into the back of Ansmad. And
damage.
Probably millimetres away from his race being over.
Yeah, I was on board with Adam, and he already decided where he was going to go. He was going to go to the inside line, and he just moved again, and then Adam he had to react and nearly went into the back of what was it, Atmaz as well in P6, so that could have been a lot worse for Adam, but now he's going to do all that all over again. And if these 4 aren't careful, Ian Boy and Pepsi might get into this battle if these 4 ain't careful when it comes to fighting. But JJ, Chandler, all battling for, what is that? That is P3. Yeah, P3. I think, let's see, there's a back marker. I think that is Lion. Lion's been lapped, so this battle is really between Brunson, JJ Rock, and Chandler. Let's see what goes down here. There's JJ's not close enough. He's closing. Chandler's closing. Does he go down the inside? No, he doesn't. Tries, but nothing happening. Brunson breaking so early. What about Atmaz? Anything happening? Slight lock up there from Atmaz. And Callum is starting to smell blood like a shark that smells his meat as we head towards the last couple of laps. As I think, oh look at this, JJ trying to go around the inside. He's done him. Well, actually no, he's actually trying to defend from Chandler in the Mercedes.
Chandler.
Yeah, so Chandler really having to go at this. Hopefully he doesn't make contact with JJ Rock, because the main goal is to try and get a podium for all 3 of these guys, and we do not want any contact, well, any damage, that is, since we love racing. Anyway, let's see. JJ Rock, same amount of laps of tyre life compared to Brumson, 10 laps. Same with Vapid as well. So all of them pitted on the same lap 12. Chandler 4 laps older. Meanwhile, Antmaz can get in this fight if JJ and Chandler and Brumson ain't careful. Antmaz, Callum, Clenzo, and Callum can all really get involved in this one massive fight. Just 6 laps to go, but can JJ get this move for a potential podium?
Yep, this is really the battle we want to be watching, both P3, P4, P5, but then we also got the train has reformed between P6, P7, P8, P9, after that split out a little bit after the Adam and Callum incident that happened a few laps ago.
Ooh.
They're all back together again now, and that's what we want to watch, as JJ didn't get close enough to Brumson there, but did lock up in toward that hairpin. Chandler's losing a bit of time now, his tyres are getting old, really old towards the end of this. And this
Brumson went really wide. Brumson went really wide on the final corner. Now JJ's all over him. I don't think that's going to make a move, maybe. Let's see. No, just has to follow him. For now, just going to be patient with this. Can't rush things, otherwise you will get damage or you will make a mistake. And you don't want Chandler to be in this fight as well. There's so much action. You can't really focus on one thing. As Callum 17 F1 gets a
JJ down
penalty.
the inside there at turn 6. Brumson went wide, and JJ tried to go down the inside, but he just couldn't do the move. He was just a bit too far back, and Brumson held the position. He kicks up the bit of grass there, Brumson, as this is really 2 redemption drives at the moment. Well, 3 redemption drives going on. Obviously, Vapid. Actually 4 maybe. Vapid obviously losing the podium last time out. We're looking for redemption today. Brumson losing potential podium lap in Australia from a collision with the man in P5, Chandler. In about lap 23 of Australia, and then JJ, the man who just lost out the podium in the final corner in Bahrain. They're all looking for their podiums now that they should have got in the other races, and now this is going to be one monumental battle in the last 5 laps of this podium position.
Yeah, realised that Brumson on the long right-hander took a much tighter line. It was a little bit wide there. You've got to be careful. JJ Rock's got to be careful. He doesn't get any front wing damage. That's the last thing he wants if he wants to get this 3rd place and a podium, as he gets a penalty.
JJ penalty!
Yeah, he's got a penalty. Oh, that's such a shame for JJ Rock. And now he's got Chandler all over him. He's going to try and defend. He's pushed him wide a little bit there, and JJ Rock. Oh, that's a bummer. And no matter what happens now, I think JJ Rock's chances of getting a podium is over, considering if he can't build a gap, get past Brumson and build a gap, that is 3 seconds. That's a shame. JJ Rock worked so hard all race to try and get a podium, and pretty much he's just thrown it all away. And now this battle for P6, Antmaz, Callum, Clenzo and Adam, plus maybe with Ian Boy and Pepsi, if I don't think they will be getting involved because I don't think they can keep up with the pace. But Adam, this is the stage where his mediums will get more and more worse than the hards. So, got to watch out for that, considering especially the rear tyres.
I was going to mention before with JJ, is Cal's left a session in P14. I was going to mention about JJ, he was taking that final corner very, very aggressively all day. In both track limits and just speed through the corner, and I thought it was going to be inevitable he got a penalty. He didn't expect it then, to be honest. I thought he'd clean up his act a little bit, but he clearly hadn't. Now he's got a real job in his hands if he wants this podium, and maybe he's got a real job in his hands if he wants to keep P5 in this race with Antmaz and Callum and Clenzo and Adam in a train, only about 3 seconds behind this little train for P3.
Yeah, definitely. As
JJ is actually making a move on Brumson now. To the outside of turn 1 he goes. This is a crucial move if he wants to get P5 round the final first
be careful.
He goes, and side by side with Brumson now. He turns to the inside for turn 3.
Still there.
A bit of contact there. He's through the move he goes and into P3, but Brumson fighting back. There's a bit of contact there, and now Chandler is being given an opportunity. No, he's a bit too far back, as JJ then has got the position and Brumson's dropped in P4. Now, can JJ pull away and maybe get that podium? It's looking unlikely with just 3.5 laps to go.
I mean, it is possible, but anything can happen in RFL. as we've seen before. And this battle for P6, like, I notice how they like when it comes to like high-speed corners and mainly the massive straight, they all separate massively. I think all of them have a bit of just like a lower wing setup, especially maybe Clenzo and Antmaz of the two Sauber team, as Calum G slightly locks up there on his front left. We can't really see the fuel to see how much fuel they've got to play with. That's a bit of a shame, since I would love to see the fuel loads with a couple laps to go. But Clenzo, this is his chance right now. But again, he can't get Callum because Callum has the DRS.
Bumson had a look to the inside there.
Oh, he's went wide.
Onto the final hairpin. He's now JJ has ran wide, and on the switchback comes Bumson. Round the final corner now we go. JJ hold the position, but now he's gone wide, very wide, and Bumson could well get the position. That's what I was talking about.
He's got an advantage.
He's always taking that final corner aggressively, and now Bumson is catching, but can't make a move, and he's gonna have to stay in P4 with Chandler right on the back of this battle. And if these guys battle like hard in the last 3 laps, Antmaz, Callum, Cleanser could all come into this, and that's brilliant news for JJ, because he's going to drop down to about P8. That's obviously sarcasm, it's not brilliant news, it's terrible news for him. And what looked like it could be a podium position could well turn into a very low point scoring position if he's not careful.
Yeah, I honestly thought, like, after that track extend at the final corner, I thought he was going to get another penalty for that. It seemed to me he got a slight advantage over that track extend, but I think, I don't know if JJ has the pace to really get away from Brimson, guy with the same lap-old tyres as JJ Rock, and also Antmaz as well, slightly locks up there. Clenzo has the engine noise glitch from F1 2018, so it's nice that that's back. Meanwhile, let's see if Brimson can make a move on JJ Rock. All he's got to do is just stick with him, and he's got a podium. But I think knowing Brimson, I think he wants to do well, overtake him, really make a move. No, he doesn't want to risk it, but he's got to watch out for Chandler as well. Chandler, if he sees the gap, he's going to go for it. But look at the traction as well. Very poor traction on those 18 lap-old mediums as well, even though it says soft. So
I know it's old. Yeah, the old system. It's hard now.
I keep getting mixed up with that. I'm sorry. Anyway, the penultimate lap of this race, JJ Rock is in third place, but he's went a little bit wide.
Chandler around the outside of Bumson, he's gone wide. No, I thought Chandler was making a move there, but it was just going wide. Obviously, those times getting very old, very hard to handle now. But JJ is all under all sorts of pressure at the moment. Now he's P6. Antmaz is now within 3 seconds of JJ, and JJ is now P6. This race is going from what was a podium potential to dropping down the order from, I would say no fault of his own, but it's not really. He's not got the pace moment to pull away, and he's got that penalty which he picked up. The boys coming to the pits, probably for fastest lap attempt. You can see everybody from 11th to 16th except Robbie is now coming to the pits. It's on soft. They're all going for fastest lap. What are they looking at? JJ, he's actually. Look at the Callum now. He's in 3 seconds range potentially of JJ Rocks. Let's go to the leader gap so you can see the exact gap between JJ Rocks and all of the chasing pack. 3.1 now between Callum and JJ. It's really nip and tuck whether the Callum.
Here comes Brimson.
His teammate here. Bumson round the outside. There's not what JJ wants. He doesn't want to be fighting. As Bumson round the outside, JJ tucks in. And he's made a bit of contact with Bumson there on the rear. And now on the switchback, potentially, JJ could get the position back. But he doesn't want to fight too hard. He wants to make an easy, non-time losing move, because this is costing him so much time. As on to the final lap, Jolly goes. He has a very quiet race really today.
Yep.
As JJ up into down into P4 as Bumson up into P3. And JJ is now in 7th place provisionally, in 8th now, 8th place provisionally now.
Yeah, they've got to be careful here. If those two keep on messing around, we've got a yellow flag in sector 3. I don't know who's that for. Probably for someone, I don't know. But anyway, these two have got to be careful because Antmaz and Callum are coming, but I don't think they're going to have enough time to really, make an attack on Chandler and JJ and Brimson unless there's a massive pile-up. And I think if that happened, we'll all be shocked. And anything can happen, but hopefully that doesn't. But it looks like Brimson is looking like he's going to get a podium. this season.
Well, let's
as
focus our
Jolly.
attention on our. Yep, I was going to say, let's focus our attention on our soon-to-be race winner. He's got 2 corners to go. He's been in control since lap 1, where he took the lead from Chandler. He started on the front row as well, and it looks like it's going to be a very controlled drive. He kept the early pressure from Vapid behind, and it's going to be P1 for Jolly. 2 wins in a row and extended his championship lead. Jolly wins in China. Vapid, who got a puncture with just 2 laps to go last time out, is going to come around the final corner,
Cleanser
and
on
he's
the
going to get
outside.
redemption for Bahrain, and he's going to claim P2. Bumson in P3 at the moment. He's going to hold on to that. JJ's going to drop down a lot at the moment, it seems, as Bumson is going to claim redemption for Australia, and JJ comes in P4, but that's P5 now, P6, P7,
7.
and
That's
not
it.
P8.
Wow.
It's P7 for JJ, P4 for Chandler, P5 for Ansmaz. A brilliant return after 2 poor races.
Great job
Callum
there.
in P6, a Red Bull 6-7, consistent from them. Andam in P8, what could have been without that collision with Callum. Cleanser after his penalty in P9, and TR Pepsi claiming a double points for Haas. Obviously a podium for Bumson and 10th for Pepsi. Also congratulations to Pepsi, because he's expecting a new baby boy soon. So congratulations to him. Ian Boy
nice.
in 11th. Briz and Flyer, I think that was Briz and Grumpy Line coming together there across the line. Briz comes across the line. Who's claimed the fastest lap point actually?
I think it was
Antis
Lion.
Beacon
No,
at the
Active
moment.
Beacon. Yeah.
But Flying Rozzie's still on a lap at the moment and is
he?
on a personal best. Yes, he is. As anyone else is Grumpy Line obviously not going to claim it. So Rozzie's the last man who can claim
corner.
it, because
I don't think it
and
will.
it's not the fastest
No,
lap.
so
for
Active
Rozzie.
Beacon gets the fastest lap. Wow, okay, that was good. That was a good race. That was obviously Jolly as dominant as per usual. I said at the start, if he nailed the start, he was going to win this race no matter what. And I think Vapid gets a well-deserved 2nd place after what happened in Bahrain. And well done to LCR Brimston. His first podium of the season and maybe of his RFL career. I'm not really sure. I'm going to have to check the history books to see if he's got a podium anywhere else. But first of the season, and yeah, redemption for Vapid after Bahrain, and Jolly really inserting himself as a man possessed to win the RFL Season 4 Tier 1 Championship. Anyway, here are the official classifications for the Season 4 Chinese Grand Prix. It's Jolly who takes a 2nd victory of the season with Vapid Koot in the Renault. He beats his teammate. He's on the podium. He's a happy chappy. LCR Brimson is in 3rd place, his first podium of the season. Chandler Sita, he finishes 4th after all the penalties as well. ERL Atmaz, great performance here from ERL Atmaz, the reigning champion. He finishes in 5th after starting on the 6th grid. Callum G is in 7th place in the Red Bull, just ahead of his teammate JJ Rock in 7th place with that penalty. Adam 45 is in 8th place, SRL Ninjas. BMG Cleanser is in 9th, and TR Pepsi rounds out the top 10. Ian Boyd, PMT Briz, Flying Rozzie, Cal 17 F1, Active Beacon, Grumpy Lion, and BMG Nomad round off the grid. And Active Beacon gets the fastest lap of the race. Now it's time for the podium interviews. Whew.
Yep, so let's get the podium drivers in. So obviously that's Jolly, Vapid, and LCR Bumson. So I'll get them in now. And we'll see what their thoughts and opinions are on what was for 2 of them a very quiet race, but what was for one of them a very hectic race. And he had to work very, very hard for that one. So we've got Vapid here, we've got Brumson here. We'll just wait, see if Johnny joins, and otherwise we'll just start with our P2 driver of Vapid. But yeah, that was a brilliant race to watch. I think that battle for P3 was, as Tom mentioned, it was intense again. We had a battle for P3 last time, we had another one today. It was very worth watching. But we've got our podium drivers here now, so we'll start off with Jolly, who took a very convincing victory today. So first of all, Jolly, congratulations on winning today. That looked comfortable for you, didn't it?
Pretty, yeah. It was a bit of a challenge at the start, but after that, it's all plain sailing, really.
Yep. Were you struggling in that first stint because Vapid was keeping you very, very honest in that first stint, or do you think he was struggling in the second stint? I'll ask him the same question later.
I'm not really sure. I felt more confident on the second stint, so that might be why. But it definitely was quicker on the first set tyres, so yeah, respect to him.
Well, I mean, there's not really much to ask you about your race, but let's just focus on the start, because obviously you had to make that move on Chandler around in towards turn 1 and 2. How crucial do you think that was for your race, and do you think you would have still had a good opportunity to win, providing you didn't make that move? I assume you did.
Well, I wasn't actually expecting to make that move until like when his tyre has died, so I wasn't really planning it. But I saw the opportunity and took it. But I think he held up Vapid just enough so he couldn't get DRS, which definitely helped me. So if that didn't happen, it might have been a close race. I'm not sure.
Yep, well, I mean, there's not really much to ask you. You had such a confident, composed and quick race today. So unless Tom has anything to ask, we'll move on to our second place driver.
Yeah, I actually have a question for Jolly. With 3 races down and 2 victories in the first 3 races, your chances at the championship is looking well good right now. Like, what is your mentality right now as far as, this part of the season, the first couple of races? Is it to try and, get as much points as you can, or is it just trying to, take it race by race and to see what you get?
I'm definitely looking to win the championship, but I think I am, as you said, taking it race by race. I'm looking to get on a podium or top 5 at least, getting up some good points, and then hopefully at the end of the season I'll be on the top step.
All right.
Well, we'll move on to our second place driver. So, Vapid, that's redemption for Bahrain, isn't it?
Yeah, you can say so. I'd like to start with congrats to Joel. It was a well-earned win. I was struggling with grip quite a lot in that race, so I couldn't really push to really try and challenge Dilly. But nonetheless, it was a great drive from him. Anyway, yeah, I'm just glad to get the podium back. Just redemption from Bahrain, so I'm kind of glad. But I'm going to keep plugging away and keep pushing for Baku.
Yep. Well, I mean, obviously you were very similar to Jolly with having a very quiet race today. You made that move on Chandler though early on. Did you think at that point, especially the laps you did, 2 or 3 laps you did after that, when you were keeping up with Jolly, did you think you had a shot at victory, or did you realise that Jolly was going to pull away eventually?
I didn't really, well, to be honest, I wasn't really thinking about the victory at any point, because I did try and give it my best and all. I did maybe thought there was a glimpse of it at least, but like I said, I was struggling for grip. I just couldn't really get the power down or push that hard because I would risk just spinning or crashing. So I just wanted to bring the car home, to be quite honest. So, but I'll definitely give it a better shot in Baku.
Well, your race, I think today then, obviously I asked Jolly the question with the stints. Do you think, in terms of the gaps, you were obviously quite close in that first stint, then it kind of extended the second stint. Were you less confident in the second stint, or do you think, or were you just very confident in that first stint? He was less confident than you.
Because I think the car did feel a little bit better in the first stint with obviously the medium tyre, but even that I was still struggling for the grip even on the first stint. But I did feel the second stint was worse for grip. So I literally just had to bring the car home. There was nothing I could have really done. Otherwise, I probably could have just crashed it in the wall. I was that low on grip. I was struggling. So.
Well, I mean that's everything I want to ask. So unless Tom has any questions, then we'll move on to Bumson.
Yeah, I've got a question for Vapid. With Jolly being the favourite now to win the season 4 drivers championship, does your focus now strictly go to one side? Does your focus what am I trying to say? Does your focus now go more to the constructors title to work with Active Beacon, or is it try to somehow win the drivers championship?
Well, to be honest, I've never had my eye on the championship or anything at any point. So I think overall my aims for this season is just have a much more better season compared to what I had last season, and to obviously beat Brad, my teammate. So yeah, if I get any closer in stands at any point in the season, I will definitely give it my best shot. But I'm not thinking about the championship at any point. So
Good answer.
Well, we'll move on to Brumson, our third place driver. And Brumson, you had a race which obviously you actually did things in, which were like battling and stuff. Um, so you had a very hectic race today. Just talk us through what happened, because I think that qualifying really set you up for a brilliant race, and you transformed that into a good race as well.
Yeah, I didn't bottle qualifying for once, so I had a decent starting position. I think I was in a net third because Chandler was starting on the softs, and I knew that wasn't really the best strategy to go for. But yeah, I quite quickly I made the pass on Chandler, and yeah, I noticed I had an advantage in straight line speed over the other guys. So yeah, it was quite hard to overtake me, but I had quite a good battle with JJ throughout the whole race. But I was lucky he got a penalty in the end. But I still managed to pass him on the last lap or something. So yeah, really good battle that race.
Yeah, when did you believe that the podium was possible? Did you have the belief the whole race that you could get that podium?
No, I always go into races like I get crashed out on lap one, so I don't get disappointed. Um, but no, at the pit stops, I knew a podium was definitely possible if I just kept it clean and managed to stay in front of JJ. I had a slight belief that I could maybe get second if I got no penalties and stayed within 3 seconds of Rapid, but in the end he was just a little bit too quick, and I battled a little bit too much with JJ. But yeah, that's all fair.
Yeah, well, after obviously what happened in Australia, with you probably on track for a podium and then missing out after an incident, how good does having a podium finally feel?
Yeah, really good. Yeah, it's obviously Australia was a very disappointing race for me. I got lucky with the safety car there, but yeah, I was in a potentially race-winning position, maybe a definite podium, but yeah, those things happen. And today I didn't get into really accidents, so yeah, these things just happen, and I'm just really glad to be on the podium today.
Yeah, well, congratulations on your race today, and as Tom has anything to ask, that's going to round up the podium interviews.
No,
Okay, well, congratulations to all the podium drivers, and that's everything from RFL China. We had two brilliant races today, including two amazing battles for third in both Tier 1 and Tier 2, and then we had loads of battling, but two in the end what turned out to be quite dominant victories in both tiers, with Emerald winning Tier 2 and then obviously Jolly winning in Tier 1. So congratulations to both of those, and everybody that are happy with their results today. And we'll see you next time out for what's perceived as usually the carnage race of the calendar. Azerbaijan, lots of walls, lots of turns, lots of tricky areas of the track, and lots of overtaking opportunities as well. So we'll see you next time out for RFL Azerbaijan, and what a race we're in store for. Thank you so much.